You break the law, they catch you, you go to jail. Not just once, but every time it happens. We try to catch the bad guys, and it was against the law what they did, so let's start with that.
Here in America, we arrest people that cause crimes. That's how the system works. We don't like criminals. Unless they're not white, then the crime they committed really isn't their fault, and it's the system's fault. Even though they committed the crime, it's still the system's fault. Somehow.
They are not hostages, they are prisoners, and not prisoners of war. Because this country wasn't at war until you showed up.
Yeah.
So, you know who has always had an us versus them message, but Biden pledged to be the president for all Americans. Is it hard for folks to hear that?
Exactly. Joe Biden is the president for all Americans. Central Americans, South Americans. He's truly an inspiration to citizens of other countries.
Every time he says something, everyone spins into a tailspin about how crazy is that? He called the Jan 6 people hostages. What we're not talking about then is what voters care about most. Right now, they're worried about prices, economy, the border, a woman's reproductive rights. This is the time that if you're losing young voters, which the polls, earmuffs, Whoopi, are saying young people are going away, minority communities are going away, you better come and use this time in a game you can win, which is not attacking and name-calling or rehashing things that are now 3 years old. Although that can be the fuel in your tank, you better come with substance.
Yeah, Sweet Pea, but he can't really talk about inflation or the border because the American people, and rightfully so, blame him for both of those things. Which is why he has to run on Trump's a Nazi, Confederate, blah, 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 blah.
How those Republicans can then go and endorse and support and campaign for Donald Trump, who was the cause for that insurrection, who incited it and promoted it, how they can live with themselves, how they can pretend that it was tourists.
Donald Trump is an insurrectionist. Even though he hadn't been convicted of it, and he hadn't really even been charged with it. But that doesn't matter. He is, because they say so, and you can trust the view.
How dare he play with that word? How dare they try to whitewash history? And look, maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but for me, today, I'm a single issue voter. And my single issue is democracy and Trump losing.
How dare you misuse that word? I mean, if Democrats are famous for anything, it's that they stick to strict definitions of words, you know, like plagiarism. They would never change the meaning of that word. Or racism, Nazi, fascism, rape, you know, words that they've changed the definition of to fit their political means and goals.